Welcome to AmA Media.2.0. I hope you find here what you were looking for. Thumbs up the video, share and subscribe if you haven't yet. Now let's get it. Enjoy! The rationale of this famous experiment made on the rose ashes was attempted by Kircher. He supposed the seminal virtue of every known substance and even its substantial form resided in its salt. This salt was concealed in the ashes of the rose, and adding heat put it in motion. The particles of the salt were quickly sublimed and by being moved about in the vial like a vortex. The particles arranged themselves in the same general form they had possessed from nature. Other particles were subject to a similar law, and accordingly, by a disposing affinity, they summarized their proper position, either in the stalk, the leaves, or the flowers. The next object of these philosophers was to apply their doctrine to explain the popular belief in ghosts. As the experimenters claimed the substantial form of each body resided in a sort of volatile salt, it was believed that superstitious notions must have arisen about ghosts haunting churchyards. When a dead body had been committed to the earth, the salts were exhaled during the heating process of fermentation. Each saline particle then resumed the same relative situation it had held in the living body, and thus a complete human form was induced. Palingenesy was similar to the early claims of Lucretius involving a chemical explanation of the discovery of filmy substances, which he had observed to arise from all bodies. Yet, in order to prove that apparitions might really be explained on this principle, a crucial experiment was necessary. 3 alchemists obtained a quantity of earth mold from St. Innocent's Church in Paris, believing that this matter might contain the true philosopher's stone. They subjected it to a distillatory process. They saw, it was claimed, the forms of men produced in their vials, which immediately caused them to end the project. This was brought to the attention of the Institute of Paris, under the protection of Louis XIV, which, in turn, took up the business with much seriousness. The result of its own investigations appeared in the Miscellanea Curiosa. James F. Ferrier, in a volume of the Manchester Philosophical Transactions, made an abstract of one of these French documents. A malefactor was executed, of whose body a grey physician got possession for the purpose of dissection. After disposing of the other parts of the body, he ordered his assistant to pulverize part of the cranium, which was a remedy at that time admitted in dispensatories. The powder was left in a paper on the table of the museum, where the assistant slept. About midnight he was awakened by a noise in the room, which required him to rise immediately. The continued noise about the table, without any visible agent, and at length he traced it to the powder, in the midst of which he now beheld, to his unspeakable dismay, a small head with open eyes staring at him. Presently 2 branches appeared, which formed into arms and hands. AmA thanks you for tuning in. Please leave a comment. Grantani until the next video. Peace and much love to all. Lobby.